So he came, started practicing. He did not have much market here. So what did he do? He used to talk to people in Baroda, Surat and Bhuj and other places. And he said, every Sunday, I come, or every Saturday I can come and I can render this service. An arrangement was worked out. So he used to go every Sunday to these places and render service also over there. This is the marketing that he did. The question is, who stops you from running to the next hospital or telephoning to the doctors and say, I can give an home service, why don't you put my name over there? And we'll share the gains. Chokho dhando. So Hemanth is here and his family has been doing immense amount of charitable work. But he carries the surname of broker. A broker is, he is bringing the two people together. And that is also service that is being rendered. Brokerage, intermediation, agency, these are the services which the world requires. So when you come together with say those hospitals or the doctors, they will certainly be gaining because they will say that they are expanding their offerings. It is not only maybe allopathic, we are also giving homeopathic. Don't want homeopathic, we can give. This is how the value addition occurs. This is the process of adding value to whatever you are doing. So in my opinion, before surgery and after surgery, there is immense scope for homeopathy. And this can only happen if you are creating a business opportunity. It just cannot happen on its own. Nobody will come to you. You have to market because you have still not created a business opportunity. After 5 years, you will be possibly in demand and people will come to you. But you look at the stories of all the people who have become big. It could be Ambani, or could be Adani, or could be maybe Indra Modi. Anybody, Indra Modi, he also used to peddle his medicine bicycle. Do you know that? Indra Modi and Raman Bhai Patel, they started Cadilla. They used to peddle the medicines on, and then they used to go and talk to the doctors and say, you are giving, some medicines, or Pfizer or others, we can give you, maybe so and so, and we'll give you 10% commission. That is how the business was started. Let's be honest about it. You can become, Harishchandra, after 50 years, but the beginning is the same. And I remember talking to Modi ji, Indra Modi, because when we were running, this heel wheel, the problem was that, we were not able to market successfully. Let's put it this way. So at some point of time, I said, let's give it to some company which is very good at marketing. So I went to Mr. Modi ji, he received me very, very well, and we had 2 meetings in Mumbai. In the second meeting, he concluded that we should talk about, sale of the company, provided his son, Rajiv Modi, agrees. So we had first 15 minutes in which, we agreed that, yes, we would like to give it. Because Modi ji, Indra Bhai, he said to me, the moment, we started talking, he said, Dangayach, you do not know that we are sitting in a gold mine. This is I.A. Modi. Nobody else. He said, Dangayach, you do not know you are sitting in a gold mine. But you are not able to do it because of your other compulsions. Let's see how we can do it. Then he called his son, Rajiv Bhai. And he said, Rajiv, Dangayach, he has come and he is talking about so and so and so. What do you think? The two, father and son, did not see eye to eye. So he said that this is not our line of business. We don't want to get into it. We will not be able to pay any efforts. And therefore the whole idea was dropped. But the gist of the conversation was that homeopathy has got many solutions which can be built into big businesses. Because here we are talking about business. But Modi ji said, now aging, I am now past 80 or 85 at that time. He said, if Rajiv is not interested, I think we should discontinue. So that is how, I found that people who are, as a matter of fact, visionaries in their own field are also able to see the value in homeopathy. So homeopathy, as I said, first vertical is before and after, or even for the cure, homeopathy can be a great thing, provided it is added on to the services that are being offered by the regular doctors. Let me also tell you something interesting. Like Hamai, which is the organization that is supposed to be having all the doctors on board. Which is the organization where all the so-called allopathic doctors are members and who are supposed to be number one enemies of Ayush or homeopathy. IMA. Who is the incoming president of IMA? Dr. Nayak, Anil Kumar Nayak from Mehsana is the incoming president of IMA. Dr. Anil Nayak is an orthopedic surgeon and is from Mehsana. Who is from Mehsana? So, तुमने खबर से? So, Dr. Anil Nayak is from Mehsana. Dr. Anil Nayak was invited last year in a function of Organizer. How many people know about the magazine Organizer? How many people know about RSS?
Yes.
Everybody knows about RSS.
So
Organizer is a mouthpiece of RSS. So Organizer arranged a program on healthcare or integrative healthcare in Gujarat University, where he was invited to speak. And this was under the auspices of Organizer. So after Namaskar and all that stuff, I mean, in the Sun Immersion meeting, you have to follow the protocol. After that, he said, I have always believed in integrative healthcare. I always think that what Ayurveda offers is phenomenal. He said, I am also taking homeopathy and I also believe in the power of homeopathy. For some of my family members, I have taken homeopathy and seen the benefits. What I am against, and he clearly spelled it out, is against mixopathy. If homeopaths and Ayurvedic doctors or yoga teachers start practicing allopathy, it's not fair. And that is what I am against. Otherwise, he said, I am completely comfortable with it. I had the occasion to meet him over tea some time back. And I put this small proposal forward. I did not know at that point of time that he had delivered this lecture and it is there on the YouTube. But at that time he repeated what he had said earlier. And he told me, Mr. Dangayach, if you think that there is a possibility of genuine integration, I am all for it. So I said that you are incoming president and we want to arrange a kind of a public discussion or meeting, how we can collaborate together to create value for the patients and the customers in this country. How can allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda can come together in one imaginative place and can do it. So this is something, which he readily agreed. He said, we will do it after I become the president. We certainly will do it. Last week I got a call from an organization called American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, AAPI. Look at the net, AAPI. AAPI has 60,000 members in America. Doctors of Indian origin, 60,000 of them are members of this. And this AAPI is having its international conference in the month of January 2026 in Bhubaneswar. They are coming over there with the idea that for the first time they would like to involve Ayurveda, because they have created themselves an Ayurveda consortium. So they want to start looking at combining Ayurveda along with the traditional or conventional allopathic practice. The telephone came to me because they wanted to have support of Ayush, Arogya Bharati in that. Ayush Ministry supporting, but said, how can Arogya Bharati help us in that? So we are already in dialogue with them. But please appreciate that Ayurveda will become, out of the 2 days, half a day will be devoted to Ayurveda in the modern practice. And they are seeking support from everybody. On the 9th of the last month, we had a very interesting lecture by Dr. Kotika. Some of you attended that, wherein he laid the complete vision for Ayush. So a lot of things are happening in this. When the US doctors are becoming aware, when within the country Ayurveda is being taken as something that can help after everything has failed. Tatas are investing into that. Apollo Hospital is investing into that. It clearly shows that the time is very right for genuine integration. So I would be requesting you that you start thinking beyond practicing in your own clinics. But that marketing part has to be done by you. This will not be done by government or anybody else. This is what my clear belief is. If I want to practice and I want to enhance my practice, I have to go beyond whatever I am doing. That extra effort will bring a whole lot of positive results for you. Second area which is very important for homeopathy is the public health. How many of you think that homeopathy is given in our health and wellness centers? Health and wellness centers, Ayushman, so-called Arogya Mandir now, or the other public health centers, how many of them have homeopathy? Why? Any reason? Any reason to think that homeopathy is not good to people at large? Public health is one that is not private health. These are public health.
Lack of government support.
Why do you require support? Why do you require government support?
Ayushman Bharat is being promoted by government of Gujarat only, no sir?
Well, come to that. Ayushman Bharat is a program of the government of India, central government.
No, I mean any government, state or central.
No, but it is Ayushman Bharat is a central government program which is being implemented in all the states. My question is, why do you require government support? Government has given you a certificate. All of you, I am sure, are going to be members of the so-called homeopathic council, is it called? Or?
Yes, council.
So all of you are having certificate of homeopathy council. That empowers you to practice homeopathy. That does not empower you to practice Ayurveda or allopathy. So if you are practicing homeopathy, you can do it anywhere. Now who pays to you? For the services that you are entering, who pays to you? Patient. Or government pays you. Right now, who is giving you the money when you are practicing and giving service or advice or medicine? Who pays you? Patient pays you. So if you can convince patient that you got something better to offer, you will get paid. Suppose you are about public health. I am saying public health. Assuming that you are attached to some say hospital or health center or from your own you are giving some kind of solution. Will the people pay to you or not? Everywhere, see, everywhere patients or customers are paying. It's another thing that we think that insurance company pays. What is insurance doing? The insurance company is kind of a management institute or management outfit. We all give money. Hundreds and thousands of us give money to that. They sort of maybe manage it, control it. And if some of us fall sick, then in designated and specified places we seek the treatment, and either say we are given cashless treatment or we are given a treatment for which payment comes to us after we have applied for the reimbursement. Correct or not? So insurance company is also an intermediary between the patient and the hospital or service provider and service seeker. So if you see it in those terms, there is a lot possibility of using homeopathy in public health. But the point is there a support from so-called the government authorities even for this activity? When charitable hospitals were run, they were providing a great service. I was talking to Dr. R.K. Manchanda. How many of you have heard about Dr. R.K. Manchanda? Dr. R.K. Manchanda was the Director General of Central Council of Research in Homeopathy. I was talking to him about homeopathy for public good or public services, and he said 15 years back or 20 years back there were 1,000 charitable hospitals in Delhi alone which gave free of cost service of all kinds to the people of Delhi, and literally no cost or maybe very low cost, and they were giving fantastic service. But finally they have all probably reduced their practice because of a variety of changing of the factors. But coming back to the public health, how can homeopathy be a part of public health programs? Ayushman Arogya Mandir, Ayush is an opportunity because of the fact that homeopathy is indeed a great tool, and that is what, as Dr. Shivang said, that is what had motivated Atal Bihari Ji to use homeopathy and Ayurveda kits in all the places to bring about relief at a very low cost. So, homeopathy is great for preventive, promotive, which is a part of public health, is very good for rehabilitative. Believe me or not, even in cancer treatment. If you think after chemotherapy, what can give palliation, that is relief, what can bring about a faster rehabilitation? It could be something in homeopathy, it could be something in Ayurveda. So this is second the thing which you should be looking at. A third important thing in homeopathy, which many of you are possibly aware or not aware, is the veterinary sector. In these days, pets are probably having more importance than the family members. Kutrane vadare mahatva છે, બિલાડીને વધારે મહત્વ છે. Family members, parents, I must say, for Gen Z, the new generation, come later than the pets. So expenditure on pets does not have any limit. Homeopathy is great for the vets and pets. How many of you know that Amul has started a factory for homeopathy? Why have they started?
When they have started?
Pardon?
When they have started?
They have started 2 years back.
Milk production from cow.
No, they have started homeopathic
The cow.
factory 2 or 3 years back. But I remember Syntex International Limited had started it 15-20 years back, and there was a collaborative arrangement with IVRI, Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Bareilly, in which all kinds of trials were done, all kinds of scientific papers were published, and Dr. Shivang was leading that effort. And obviously, Amul and others benefited from the medicines that were given by Hinwell. And that inspired them to manufacture these medicines by themselves so that they could keep the cost low and spread it far and wide. And what Amul has discovered after 1.5 years of administration of homeopathic medicines is, first, a decrease in the consumption of antibiotics by as much as 20%. And number two, they have seen milk yield going up. Now when you see the program of WHO, which is called One Health Program, in which they are looking at health of vegetable kingdom, animal kingdom and humans, and connection amongst all. They think that by using homeopathy, they can really reduce the consumption of antibiotics and thereby improving the market of their products outside of India, as well as improving the health of the people in India. So there is a larger objective and Amul has gone for it. So you can well imagine, though you may be practicing on humans, just you just tell maybe your patient, તમારી પાસે કોઈ પેટ હોય કે વેટ હોય કે કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય, birds હોય, આ હોય, we have got solution. Because homeopathy solves problems of not only cows and buffaloes or the cattle, but you look at look at the poultry, look at say the pets, everywhere it is. I still remember going to Pune some 25 years back, and I was visiting a horse farm. And belonging to whom? Who do you think is the best breeder or best the keeper of the horses in the country? You may not be knowing, but it is Poonawala family.
Vaccine makers.
Vaccine makers, Serum Institute. They have got the best stud farm, best maybe horse farm. I had gone in connection with something else, which was designing or giving a product which meant say something good for their farm. But over there I spoke to the general manager and I said, what do you do say for the health of your horses? So this doctor was a veterinary doctor. He said, we prefer homeopathy. So best of the horses are treated or were treated with homeopathy. There is a company called Ayurved. Have you heard about Ayurved? Have you heard about Dabur?
Yes.
So Dabur family created a vertical called Ayurved. Ayurveda for veterinary. And they succeeded a lot. But recently they sold their company to some the foreign firm who sees a big future in Ayurveda. So coming back to homeopathy in veterinary, there is a very big scope. You can expand your practice by offering that wherever you want. Wherever you see money, again I am not saying that do it free of cost. You must see money. I am only telling you because we are looking at entrepreneurial opportunities and people will be very happy. We had got a vet, we got a pet, from Bombay many years ago. And that particular maybe breed was managed by a very rich family which owned Himalaya drugs. Captain family. So while getting the pet, we asked about the healthcare and all that. Bring it from Bombay to Ahmedabad, what are the tips? So Mrs. Captain called her consultant, who was supposed to be the director of Veterinary College of Mumbai. So he wrote down the prescriptions, all of them for homeopathy. If you want, to do the deworming, give China. If you want to do this, give that. So you can well imagine that the use of homeopathy, and I, of course, have some books, which are there for dogs and things like that. So homeopathy offers a huge opportunity because this is an expanding market. Even if it means 20, 30, 40% increase in your revenue, there is no harm in it. It can be done by way of telemedicine very easily. So this is an opportunity which you should not waste because what works for human beings does work. Again, the legal framework you have to keep in mind. And I am sure homeopaths can give medicines for veterinary areas. The companies, which are doing it are the same. I must also tell you something, interesting. I am telling you these anecdotes because of the fact that theoretically you know everything. I am talking only from practical angle. Have you heard about a company called Hester Biopharma? How many people have heard about Hester? Hester. Hester is an Ahmedabad-based company. He is right now one of the leaders in vaccines for animals, not for human beings. But vaccines for the animals, foot and mouth disease, for example, you heard about it. Things like that they make on. And I remember I was going and talking to them and coming up with solutions which were meant for poultry. So there is a possibility, acceptance is there, but we need to do the marketing. So veterinary is one area that is very good. Homeopathy, the Dr. Saab has already said, low carbon and low, obviously energy. Homeopathy is the greenest medicinal system. This is something which is appreciated by everybody. One of the things that homeopathy is very good. Have you thought about, taking a specialized kind of an approach and looking at the geriatrics? Because personalized care is now even covered under insurance at home. I don't want to necessarily talk about the insurance policies and all that, but a whole lot of work is happening now on Ayush for insurance. All the insurance programs that we have seen are indoor patient driven, IPD. OPD does not have much in the insurance. But the regulator of insurance, it's called IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Agency, IRDA. It has constituted a committee for Ayush treatments. I happen to be a part of that committee, and the report has already gone. It's only a matter of time before all kinds of Ayurvedic treatments and even homeopathic treatments can qualify for insurance reimbursement. One of the biggest obstacles for homeopathy is that homeopathy is consultation based. So when homeopathy is consultation based, it is very difficult to record and prove that the work has taken place. Ayurveda has been able to innovate, and within Ayurveda you have got Panchkarma, you have got some other kinds of procedures which are now qualifying for insurance reimbursement. So when you look at the business opportunity, there is one which is for starting a homeopathic hospital, or you are becoming a part of an hospital. Suppose you become part of Apollo Hospital. You say that we'll start maybe the homeopathic practice there. Everything is recorded. So your consultation and your products both are reimbursed. So don't look at the hospitals as your enemies. Look at hospitals as potential friends, and go and talk to them that we can maybe do this and this. And this is what motivated us when we had gone to civil hospital. It is almost 22 years ago, 23 years ago, that we started, Hillwell started an homeopathy ward. And let me tell you, Shatrughan Sinha, who was the Minister of Health at that time, had to come to inaugurate. And Ashok Bhatt was the Minister of Health. You will be surprised to know that the entire draft for starting this particular center was prepared by Ashok Bhatt himself, sitting there in civil hospital. And he passed the resolution and he said, whatever you want in civil hospital is available to you, Mr. Dangayach. So he had got 5,000 square feet. I was amazed. He said, 5,000 square feet we are giving you, please start and run it. It's another thing that we failed as management. We did not, we could not run it because it turned out to be difficult on many counts. So after a year or so, we went back and we handed it over. But all that I'm telling you, that speaking about your proposal in a manner that is meeting all the requirements is going to find acceptance. Even today, if you go to some hospitals and say that we can start this, and this is how we will be doing it, and this is our SOP, and this is how we will be sharing, I'm sure it will not all be difficult for you to do it. But it has to be tried out. I am only telling you from my private experience. Apollo Hospitals has started an outfit called Ayurveda. And they announced very recently that Apollo will be setting up 6 Ayurvedic hospitals. For what? For normal treatment, as well as they call it a quaternary treatment. So you got primary, you got secondary, and you got tertiary. Quaternary is where tertiary has failed. If the cancer patient is not treated through chemotherapy, chemotherapy is the only solution. What else do you have in cancer treatment? Tell me. It is not either maybe chemo or some kind of a radiation and surgery. But there are many homeopathic the doctors who claim and who say that they have been able to possibly cure cancer or reduce the intensity of cancer or relieve the pressure and relieve the pain of cancer. All these things open up very good opportunity. But herein again, when you are marketing your services, you don't have to make a tall claim. I have seen homeopathic doctors saying that I have done this and I have done that. I said, let's not make it. Supposing somebody has got sugar and you say that, oh, I can maybe take care of that. You can at least say that I can reduce the level of insulin. I can reduce, maybe your whatever metformin. I can reduce it by 50%. I can reduce by 70%. There is surely an opportunity because many people will say, what is that you are offering? So you could offer your own solution. So this narrative of being truthful and charging will help you at many places. Homeopathy is great for telemedicine. How many of you are doing telemedicine right now? So, very few people. Why are you not looking at telemedicine? That can bring you customers within India, outside India. It is easy, correct or not? It does not cost much money. Telemedicine has been very successful. Technology is available. In real time you can get the documents. If you want to see the report, while you are chatting, the reports are there, scans are there. While talking, you can see how the patient is. You don't have to see him physically, but you can say that you walk, I'll see. Whether you are walking straight, whether you are walking or twist. I can see the color, I can see the complexion, I can see the general maybe diminutive, and I can make out. So technology has, as a matter of fact, come as a boon for homeopaths. And you can expand your vision and you can do that. Last thing that I would like to ask you. In the field of homeopathy, why are very few so-called specialists? I see so many skin specialists, correct or not? In Ahmedabad there could be 500 skin specialists. But there is not even one homeopathic skin specialist. Is there one? I started my interaction with you with regard to the experience of my sister who benefited in the skin problem with homeopathy. I can also maybe add to that my own wife's experience wherein the so-called skin specialist had advised her some maybe treatment was awful. And this was a kind of a skin ailment that she got infected with during one of our trips to Junagadh. And I remember Dr. Madan Lal treating her, and I still remember he gave one medicine, X, let's see, didn't work, but he was, by the time very attached to me, so he was very concerned. Again 3 days, second medicine, did not work. Third shot, he changed the medicine. He came home, he changed the medicine. He didn't used to go home, please understand. But for me, he came home, and third medicine he changed, and I still remember it was Bacteria 30. 2 days she was all right, no recurrence. I'm saying skin problems has got best solutions or better solutions, appropriate solutions in homeopathy. There is not a single specialist. Why somebody should not take it up? And I can talk about many others. I can talk about the gynec problems, I can talk about fertility issues. Everywhere there is a place for specialization. And this can become great. So you should think in terms of studying. Say that calls for when you specialize, possibly you have to study more. Possibly you have to isolate yourself from other practices. You have to build, say so-called evidences, so that people start saying, if you want to have such and such, help, then you go to Dr. Banerjee, or you go to so and so in Calcutta or anything like that. So homeopathy, law is not prohibiting you. Homeopathy degree, your BHMS, or later on you do your MD homeo, that entitles you to practice in the area that you are in. Reproductive, for example, you see so many now IVF centers. What are IVF doing? Can you have a cheaper, safer, better alternative in homeopathy? How many of you are aware that in Kerala there are dedicated homeopathic centers for reproductive and gynecological problems, running successfully with a waiting line of around 6 months now, run by government of Kerala.
Oh,
Why can't you do it? You can run your general practice, but you can say, I devote 2 hours to this particular center. So you have a general practice and then you have this IVF center, not IVF, it's a reproductive something center. Why can't you do that? This is something which is easily possible. I am just narrating 2-3 areas. Or I can look at the other issues like orthopedic, injuries, trauma, neurological. So look at the places where your competitors, allopathic, are weak, where there are no solutions. As a business person, I will always see where there is a gap. Wherever there is a gap, wherever there is an opportunity, I try to seize.